let's get streaming. Go pick up these little quest markers. Request here. Oh, request. There we go. I can hear myself. That's a good sign. Great Sword of the Dragon, acquired heavy armor. Ooh, what are these things I've acquired? Are they things I left elsewhere and forgot to try? Is that what they are? Strong enduring great blade. Ooh. Dragon something sword. Great Sword of the Dragon. Okay, not as stats powerful as its name made it sound. One more look. Do we have any other good armor stuff we could be equipping? Better stats that is wearable right now? No. That's probably fine.
Walk safely, Herald.
How is everyone doing today?
Sigrid said the blankets weren't worth saving.
I didn't realise any of Leliana's Oxman mercenaries were still here. Well, if you want new gear, you pay for it.
Hey, Tara!
You're her. Thrin.
I am having a dragonistic day, age indeed. Hey Echo, perfect timing, I literally just got home after a 6-hour journey. Hope you're doing alright. I imagine it was a rough day, hope you're doing okay.
What did you mean when you met? Here, take a look.
Is this person I was looking for? Yes. Maybe.
So the Carter sells lyrium to both mages and Templars.
Dragon Age, why are you having little loading hiccups today? Why are you like this?
With passioned breath does the darkness creep. It is the whisper in the night, the lie upon your sleep.
There we go. Hey, Saint Nobody. Thank you very much for the 41 months of sub. Where is Earring Magic? Earring Magic Varric? Give me a second. Let me find.
Would you wish to have yourself?
Oh, my streaming software forgot. It no longer has the Earring Magic Varric link in it. Is that because I force closed it and therefore it didn't save my stupid little setup? What did I call the file? Varric Chem 2. Okay, here we go. Don't worry, fear not. They're back. They're here. No need to panic. Everything is fine. Oh, it was... Okay, yeah, it was that one there. I did put it in twice. It was in the wrong place in the thing. It just didn't save us on. There we go. Is that better?
Believe that would be wise.
Just check if anyone's got new stuff to talk about. Nope, seems fine. Right. So I think I know what I need to do next. I think I know where I'm up to. I think we are going to Redfall. We're not, like, committing to a side yet, but we are doing our first visit to Redfall and exploring the plot happening. I've got Inquisition perks. Underworld knowledge opens up new dialogue options. Yes, I want all the ones that are gonna open up new dialogue options for me. Redfall is on this side, is it? Valrio we've done. Imperial Court, Chantry Remains, Grey Warden Treaties. Claims of the Inquisition Charger. Investigate the shards. No, so you're on this side. Let's see. Champions of the Just. Red Jenny needs bees. Okay, Ferelden. No, we want Redfall, I think, don't we? Okay, Hinterlands, Bog Unicorn. secure the Frostback, scout the storm thing. Okay, our author friend is truly a mystery. Our search uncovered only a string of foreign accounts. Okay. I don't know what I'm doing. Am I not trying to head to Redfall? Because if not, where is Redfall? Like, what is my main quest right now? Is it the thing with the big green thing over it? Is that Redfall? God, it's been too long and I forget everything I'm doing. World map. Redfall, do we already have you on here somewhere? Storm Coast, we've got Val Royo. Is Redfall the one in the hinterlands? Is that the one at the north of the hinterlands? Maybe it is. Is it the one up here? Redcliffe. Yes, I was saying Redfall. Cool. No, you are correct. Oh yeah, travel to Redcliffe and make contact with the mages. Cool, you're right. So in that case, we want to go to here, and our best bet is to start here. No, you're not confused, Echo. I'm just a sleepy little so-and-so that is incapable of remembering the basic things I need to remember. This is the eternal issue I live with. Is my lack of ability to remember shit. I spent all day today trying to organize Gamescom work, travel stuff, and my brain is soup. Because I've spent all day looking at every available accommodation in Cologne, Germany, over the dates of Gamescom to find something, somewhere I can sleep that will not absolutely demolish my finances. Hey, Active Criticism. Hey, Terra. Yeah, everything's pretty well, sleepiness aside. I did a talk that was part of Nothing Without Us that aired at the weekend, which is, I believe, available as a VOD on Little Motax, Molly Evans' Twitch. Welcome, Raiders! Hello, everyone. My name's Laura. I'm a variety streamer here on Twitch. We are currently playing Dragon Age Inquisition. Just doing a little catch-up with everyone as to how I am doing. Yeah, no, I'm doing pretty good. I had a weekend that was fairly restful and was sorely needed. I have spent the last few days. You'll notice I didn't do a stream on Monday. I was sleeping and recovering because I had burned out pretty bad, and thankfully I had the space to do some nice little recovery, and I'm feeling better. At some point this week, I will be getting glasses. Last week, I went and had an eye test, for the first time in about 15 years. Turns out I'm very farsighted in one of my eyes. And my other eye has just been, like, picking up the slack to cover the difference, which is probably a big part of the frequent headaches I get. So that's fun. I shall soon have glasses that you will probably on occasion see on stream. So that's fun. I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Right, we're nearly here. So if we've done this correctly, I believe we can go do this, and this doesn't yet commit us to... Yeah. This doesn't yet commit us to supporting the mages. I think we could go either way. Also, yes, agreed with Echo. Queer Pirates is definitely a vibe I can get behind. Oh. Okay. Earring Magic Varric is placed such that I can't actually see what my, like, little button prompts are, of what button's gonna let me do what attacks, and I've forgotten since we last played, so here we go. Now I can see my... Oh, but now I can't see the mini-map. God, where can you even live, Earring Magic Varric? Can you live here? We'll shrink you down slightly, and we'll put you here, and hopefully you won't be blocking too much. There we go. That's probably fine. Okay, now I'm gonna move you a little more. You're gonna have to really take up some of that center screen real estate to be usable. I need my little icons to remind me what my powers are. You know what's some good news I got today? Wait for this to close. I got my ADHD med prescription finally came back in. I am, at least for another month, mostly medicated for my ADHD. You know, maybe I'm supposed to take a large one in the morning and a small one in the afternoon, and maybe I don't take the small one in the afternoon and I save it in case there's more periods of time in which I can't get a hold of my meds. It sucks that I would have to do that, but the main one that gets me through most of the day, I have again for about a month. Hurrah! I can be of brain. I can put my disability in a box for a while, and that is cool.
That. I think we could have skipped these things getting weirder, don't you?
There are many mages in Redcliffe. Maybe Fiona will know what's going on.
Oh, Terra, I'm so happy that Conrad somehow didn't know the story of Earring Magic Ken, and that I got to be the one to tell him about Earring Magic Ken. I love those, where it's a story I assume someone will have known, and they don't know it, and I get to, oh no, everyone shut up, I get to tell them the story. Oh, it's beautiful.
It's over. Open the gates.
We've spread word the Inquisition was coming. But you should know that no one here was expecting us.
No one? Not even Grand Enchanter Fiona?
If she was, she hasn't told anyone.
Didn't she, like,
We've
invite
arranged use
us?
at the tavern for the negotiations.
Agents of the Inquisition, my apologies. Magister Alexius is in charge now, but hasn't yet arrived. He's expected shortly.
Oh, yes.
You can speak with the former Grand Enchanter in the meantime.
Also, is this the tavern where we can, like, hang out and chat with Iron Bull and co? Is that this tavern? I know I know that we hang out and have cool. No, it's a different tavern. I was like, I don't think it's this tavern, but I also don't remember where it is, and I keep not finding taverns and going. Happens late in the game. I was like, I'm sure it does, but also, I haven't played this in many years, and my memory is spotty at best. I remember events. I just don't remember, like, the proximity of them. I don't remember when or the where very well. So, that's great for me. It means I've not played this in long enough that bits of it will get to feel like new again. And I appreciate that. It's one of the rare perks of having ADHD, is that in the years pre-medication, my ability to form memories is kind of fucked, which means occasionally I get to go back to media I enjoyed once and go, I don't remember shit about this. Hell yeah, I get to enjoy it fresh like it's the first time.
Good. The Inquisition dealt with the rebel Templars. They've been driven away or killed.
Dum-da-dum. Here we go. Yeah, it helps when something is as big and sprawling and sort of open-ended in how you can approach it as this. Because, like, I rarely have that sort of I've forgotten so much I can experience it fresh feeling with, like, shorter or more linear narrative. It's stuff that is big and open and sprawling and sometimes a little convoluted, where I'm like, yes, I have enough mild spots in my memory that I can feel fresh
Can I
again.
help you?
You're low on herbs?
Are you running short of healing herbs?
We've many injured from attacks by those cursed Templars. I need the herbs to treat people's wounds. It's too dangerous to go hunting through the hills to gather.
Yeah, I think everyone has that thing they wish they could experience fresh for the first time. Like, one for me is Breath of the Wild. Specifically, I've replayed Breath of the Wild, and it's still a good game, but a lot of the magic of that game is in the exploration and the discovery of that world for the first time, and that is one of those games where I'm like, if I could, like, literally scrub that game's existence from my brain and re-experience it for the first time, it'd be a thing. Echo says, it's been years since I last played the original Life is Strange, and I'm very excited to start a new playthrough because I've definitely forgotten a bunch of it. Me and Jane are going to be replaying the original Life is Strange again at some point soon. I thought about doing it on stream and was like, I did it on stream a couple of years ago, not that long ago, and I could redo it on stream, but Jane wants to replay it as well, and I was like, well, that's an excuse for me to enjoy a piece of media I really love again, with a person I've not experienced it with before. I'm really considering getting a Life is Strange tattoo at some point. I really like the idea of the swirl with the X on it for how far back you've cycled in the timeline as a not too overt, but I really like it, bit of game iconography.
Goodbye.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there. Okay, there's a shit ton of quests here. I'm not gonna stress about picking up every single quest at this second. I'm gonna grab the landmark. I'm gonna do a little bit of generic quest grabbing while I'm here.
Grandmother, I think we should go.
What pigs are dead or hiding?
But look at the sky and those stories about.
Here's the thing. I might, even if I play it through with Jane, I might stream it. I might stream it later this year. I've got thoughts. I got thoughts. We'll see. Can I get up to here?
Look at that old thing. I'm surprised it's still standing.
Here we go. Okay, I've got a fast travel point here already. That is good. Let's... Locked door, merchant. Yeah, I'll grab some of these quests. I'm not in a rush to grab all the quest stuff. Landmark. Saint Nobody says, I forget, was Life is Strange 2 Don't Nod or Deck 9? I would need to double check. I think... one sec. Let me double check. I believe it was... sorry, yeah. It is Don't Nod. Yes, 1 and 2 were Don't Nod. Yeah, so Life is Strange 1 and 2 were Don't Nod. Before the Storm, the prequel, was Deck 9's first one they did. True Colors was the first, like, original one with their own characters that Deck 9 did, and they're now doing Double Exposure. Don't Nod did 1 and 2, and then moved on and did Tell Me Why, which is the one with the trans man main character that we played on stream. Yeah, there we go. Right, what am I doing? Where are we going? Meet Fiona, confront Tanner. Someone named Tanner is secretly doing business with the Templars. Okay, let's see what this question mark is. We'll confront Tanner. Then we'll progress plot. That's a merchant, isn't it? Okay, you're on the map now. Yeah, I haven't played Before the Storm in a while as well. I'm half tempted to replay Before the Storm. It's been a while.
I am Sister Tanner. May I help you?
I found a letter you sent a Templar named Corin.
What? Shit. You can't
Oh,
prove
fuck.
anything. a letter from a rogue Templar, nobody is going to care. So, what do you intend to do?
What kind of cut are you getting from the gross? What kind of protection are your suppliers offering? The Inquisition could use someone who can move goods around quietly. And we could protect you.
Are you serious? The high and mighty Inquisition needs smugglers?
Thimba?
Alright.
Yeah, we are approaching Glasses era
Seems
Laura.
like the Inquisition is a safer bet these days.
Don't know how much I'm going to be wearing them on stream. We will see how helpful they are in which situations. But yeah, turns out I'm pretty fucking farsighted in my left eye. I haven't had my eyesight checked in about 15 years, and I went and got it checked last week, and they were like, yeah, your right eye, absolutely, like, better than 20/20 vision. Couldn't be better, couldn't ask for better on your right eye. Left eye, several steps farsighted by comparison, and is basically having to do a lot of work to keep focus, and is piggybacking on what the other eye is seeing to go, yeah, I can paint a picture of what's going on. So I'm gonna have glasses, which should, if nothing else, make it easier for me to interact with 3D stuff, and reduce the number of headaches I get when looking at things at certain distance ranges. So I'll tell you this, I don't have the glasses yet. I have to wait like a week from when I got my prescription done to when the glasses are gonna show up. But I have some relatively similar frames that I have because of a cosplay that I'm putting together. So I can give you like the genre of glasses that you're gonna see. This is not the exact frames that I will have. These are not glasses with any kind of prescription in. These are for a costume I'm doing for something maybe next month. But roughly, this is the sort of glasses category you're going to be expecting from me. Let me tilt those down a little bit so they shine less on stream, but something in this realm. I gotta do the tip someone told me for don't reflect quite so much on screen, but
spies is all wrong. If only I'd had you around to consult.
something in this realm.
That blue swan flies at midnight stuff doesn't work.
That's
Most
the
times,
sort
you
of
pass information
Laura
on
face
the
you're going to be
dead
expecting.
No meetings at all.
Now,
Where's the drama?
those are cheap plasticky things that
Can't you mess up the realism of some...
Yeah, those are cheap plasticky things that are reflecting my screen a lot. I've got some anti-glare coating on the ones that are coming, which will hopefully help a little bit. But yeah, it's gonna be my big frame, slightly nerd glasses. Your stereotypical 2000s nerd in a piece of pop culture kind of glasses. But I think they're gonna look kind of cute. We'll see.
else, like lyrium smuggling.
Here we go. Yeah, maybe by the time we do Friday's stream, you might be able to see beglassed Laura. Yes, I'm still experimenting with how best to glasses on stream without my ring light or screen very distractingly glaring. And the best advice I had was place glasses on eyes and then lift the legs of the glasses slightly up, particularly if I'm on stream, like headphones will hold them in place, so that my glasses are slightly angled down, so that it's not directly reflecting from ring light back into camera. Say nobody. I'm aware that that anti-glare won't stop it glaring, but it might do something of making what is reflecting less clear. And what that will functionally do is maybe make it less so that my entire monitor setup is less discernibly visible in my eyes. So if I've got on my second monitor, I don't know, Laura's secret files for games she worked on that no one can know about, like, that might not be quite so easy to see in my glasses. You know, I should probably not have that on monitor 2 if I'm going to have my glasses on anyway, but, you know, any layer of defense is great. And as we've mentioned, I have ADHD. I forget shit all the time. It's very possible I could forget and also have glasses on in which you can see my screens. So anything that, like, could reduce that is beneficial. But again, slightly up tilt the legs of the glasses so that the frames point down slightly. That is what I have been advised would probably help. Hooray for learning about new disability aids that are going to be part of my life.
Welcome, agents of the Inquisition. What has brought you to Redcliffe?
You invited me here.
We're here because of your invitation back in Val Royeaux.
You must be mistaken. I haven't been to Val Royeaux since before the Conclave.
Curious.
If it wasn't you who invited me here, who was it?
I don't know. Now that you say it, I feel strange. Whoever or whatever brought you here, the situation has changed. The Free Mages have already pledged themselves to the service of the Tevinter Imperium.
This right here is why you can't trust mages.
Oopsie.
Jesus. I'm trying to think of a single worse thing you could have done, and I've got nothing.
I understand that you are afraid, but you deserve better than slavery to Tevinter.
As one indentured to a Magister, I no longer have the authority to negotiate with you.
Then tell me who does.
Very well. Who's in charge now?
Welcome, my friends. I apologize for not greeting you earlier.
Agents of the Inquisition, allow me to introduce Magister Girion Alexius.
The Southern Mages are under my command. And you are the survivor, yes? The one from the Fade? Interesting.
Terra, I'll be honest, I don't remember who I'm playing with next season. I know of other players who are playing in Dice Funk next season, but I don't remember who I agreed to be on a team with. I think I know who I'm playing with. Who am I playing with? I think I know who I'm playing with. Who am I next seasoning with? Oh, yeah, no, I know what season next season is. I'll say nothing. If I say anything about next season's cast, it'll be too much. Yeah, next season's gonna be interesting. I need to stop and actually properly think about next season. We're so close to starting to record next season, and I'm still a million miles away. Right, tell me about this alliance.
I'd like to know more about this alliance between the rebel mages and the Imperium.
Certainly. What specifically do you wish to know?
Why the fuck did you do it?
The Grand Enchanter told me she was indentured to a Magister.
Our Southern brethren have no legal status in the Imperium. As they were not born citizens of Tevinter, they must work for a period of 10 years before gaining full rights. As their protector, I shall oversee their work for the Imperium.
That's not super chill.
I'm not clear on when exactly you negotiated this arrangement with Fiona.
When the Conclave was destroyed, these poor souls faced the brutality of the Templars, who rushed to attack them. It could only be through divine providence that I arrived when I did.
It was certainly very timely.
Very suspicious timing, is it?
What does the Imperium gain from taking rebel mages under its wing?
For the moment, the Southern mages are a considerable expense. After they are properly trained, they will join our legion.
You said not all my people would be military. There are children, those not suited.
And one day I'm sure they will all be productive citizens of the Imperium when their debts are paid.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't seen any sign of Redcliffe's Arl or his men.
The Arl of Redcliffe left the village.
Left? That's a polite way of saying thrown out on his ass.
There were tensions growing. I did not want an incident.
An incident. An incident.
If you're leading the mages now, then let's talk. I'm sure we can come to an arrangement.
It is always a pleasure to meet a reasonable woman. Felix, would you send for a scribe, please? Pardon my manners. My son Felix, friends. I am not surprised you're here. Containing the breach is not a feat that many could even attempt. There is no telling how many mages would be needed for such an endeavor. Ambitious.
Now, I'll close it by myself, sir.
Does that mean you'll lend your mages to our cause?
There will have to be.
Oops.
Felix.
I'm so sorry. Please forgive my clumsiness, my lady.
Are you all right?
Drunk, tired, or stabbed?
I'm fine, Father.
Come, I'll get your powders. Please excuse me, friends. We will have to continue this another time. Fiona, I require your assistance back at the castle.
I don't mean to trouble everyone.
Yeah, seems to be sickly.
I shall send word to the Inquisition. We will conclude this business at a later date.
Okay, well, for now, I suppose we are done for the time being.
Come to the Chantry. You are in danger.
Ooh, very mysterious.
There's no telling who or what will be waiting for us in that Chantry.
Only one way to find out.
Welcome back.
Inquisition, huh? I wish to Holy Andraste you'd... These Tevinters make my shoulder blades itch. Be careful.
Okay, out we go. Out we go. Okay, so let's go head to the Chantry and find out what is needed of us. What's up? What mysterious secrets do you hold? Nothing suspicious ever happens in a church. Of course it's you.
Good. You're finally here. Now help me close this, would you?
It's Dorian. Dorian's good. So, if I remember correctly, Dorian, this person we've just met here, he is from the place that, if you saw that Dragon Age Veilguard, like, first 20 minutes of gameplay, that we saw, that was set in the place that Dorian is from. Yes, heterosexual Dorian. The most heterosexual Dorian. Echo says we love the catty game age. Okay, I can't pause during cutscenes, but here's the thing.
Fascinating. How does that work exactly?
Given the choice, I would 1000% rather have Dorian on my team than
You don't
Solus.
even know, do you? You just wiggle your fingers and boom. Rift closes.
Who are you?
Ah, getting ahead of myself
I'll
again,
say
I
this
see.
properly in a sec when I get a
Dorian
chance.
of House Powers.
There we go.
Most recently of Minrathous. How do you do?
Watch yourself. The pretty ones are always the worst.
Suspicious friends you have here. Magister Alexius was once my mentor, so my assistance should be valuable, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, Dorian, one of my favorite characters. Absolutely love Dorian. Would far rather have Dorian as a mage in my party, generally speaking, than Solus. I might end up with Solus hanging around more than Dorian this playthrough, only for the reason that, like, Solus is very clearly very fucking important to Veilguard, and I kind of just want to have Solus around as much as possible for any little tidbits that sort of happen to pop around. But yeah, Dorian is fab. I think Dorian is wonderful. In a vacuum, Dorian would be an instant slot on my team. Saint Nobody says, did you see they're going to do a D&D Lego minifig series with a Mind Flayer? That's pretty cool. Don't Bull and Dorian hook up if you don't romance either of them. Maybe? And if so, that's pretty cool. Maybe this will be the thing that gets me to, like, course correct away from romancing Iron Bull. Look, I was planning to romance Iron Bull, but maybe I let these two be a thing. We'll see. We'll see where we land. I'm gonna take each moment as it comes.
I was expecting Felix to be here.
I'm sure he's on his way. He was to give you the note, then meet us here after ditching his father.
Alexius couldn't jump to Felix's side fast enough when he pretended to be faint. Is something wrong with him?
He's had some lingering illness for months. Felix is an only child, and Alexius is being a mother hen, most likely.
Are you a magister?
All right, let's say this once. I'm a mage from Tevinter, but not a member of the Magisterium. I know Southerners use the terms interchangeably, but that only makes you sound like barbarians.
Woohoo!
You're betraying your mentor because...
Alexius was my mentor. Meaning he's not any longer, not for some time. Look, you must know there's danger. That should be obvious even without the note. Let's start with Alexius claiming the allegiance of the mage rebels out from under you. As if by magic, yes? Which is exactly right. To reach Redcliffe, before the Inquisition, Alexius distorted time itself.
Oh.
I've never heard of magic that controls time.
That is fascinating if true, and almost certainly dangerous.
The rift you closed here. You saw how it twisted time around itself, sped some things up and slowed others down. Soon, there will be more like it, and they'll appear further and further away from Redcliffe. The magic Alexius is using is wildly unstable, and it's unraveling the world.
Yeah, look, my gut says I'm probably going to end up romancing Iron Bull in this playthrough. I already know who I'm romancing in Veilguard. I'm already decided for in Veilguard. I'll keep quiet for now, but I know where my allegiances are heading in that next one.
You're asking me to take a lot on faith.
I know what I'm talking about. I helped develop this magic. When I was still his apprentice, it was pure theory. Alexius could never get it to work. What I don't understand is why he's doing it, ripping time to shreds just to gain a few hundred lackeys.
He didn't do it for them.
Actually, I can tell you who
Took
I'm
you long
definitely
enough.
not romancing in Valgard.
Is
I
he
can
getting
tell you that.
suspicious? No, but I
It's a
shouldn't
real
have played
shame.
the honest card. I thought he'd be fussing over me all day. My father's joined a cult, Tevinter Supremacists. They call themselves Venatori. And I can tell you one thing. Whatever he's done for them, he's done it to get to you.
So yeah, here's a thing that's a bit disappointing that I hate to be the one to inform you of if you're not aware of it. Ike Amadi, who is the voice actor for Davrin, Davrin in Veilguard, turns out, seems like he's a bit of a fucking right-winger, specifically an anti-trans, Trump-supporting, manosphere right-winger. If you are someone that has the Shinigami Eyes plugin, you'll see a lot of fucking red marks in his recent follow list. Let me tell you some of the most recent people he's followed on Twitter. Grums appears right near the top of that list. Several people with red names under Shinigami Eyes that I already have blocked for transphobia. I've already scrolled past 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 red highlighted transphobic accounts. Libs of TikTok. Andrew Tate. Like, these are not people you accidentally follow. So, much like Dragon Age Inquisition and a certain voice actor in that who turned out to not be so great, I love his voice. He did a fantastic job voicing Javik in Mass Effect. I will not be romancing that character because, from what I can tell, that is not a pro-LGBT human being. So I will not be including him in romance in the game in which you can play as a trans or non-binary character. That's a shame. That's a disappointment. Bit of a shame, that, particularly given some of the LGBT steps forward that Valgard seems to be taking. But anyway, yes, let's keep going with the narrative.
Is your father. Why are you working against him?
For the same reason Dorian works against him. I love my father, and I love my country. But this? Cults? Time magic? What he's doing now is madness. For his own sake, you have to stop him.
It would also be nice if he didn't rip a hole in time. There's already a hole in the sky.
Why would he rearrange time and indenture the Mage Rebellion just to get to me?
They're obsessed with you, but I don't know why. Perhaps because you survived the Temple of Sacred Ashes.
You can close the rifts. Maybe there's a connection. Or they see you as a threat.
If the Venatori are behind those rifts or the breach in the sky, they're even worse than I thought.
Okay.
Do you have any suggestions?
You know you're his target. Expecting the trap is the first step in turning it to your advantage. I can't stay in Redcliffe. Alexius doesn't know I'm here, and I want to keep it that way for now. But whenever you're ready to deal with him, I want to be there. I'll be in touch.
Hey,
and
Phoenix.
Try not to get yourself killed.
I did indeed choose violence.
There are worse things than dying, Dorian.
So, Fee, here's the thing. I started the stream with Earring Magic Varric not visible, and within 30 seconds of the stream starting, chat asked where Earring Magic Varric was, so we put him back on the screen. But yeah, we found Dorian. We found Dorian. Dorian exists now. Yes, they did indeed reveal the cast of Velgard. Big takeaway. I'm glad that there's two non-cis people, like out non-cis people in the main cast. That's pretty cool. My prediction I've had for a while that Erika Ishii was going to be in the voice cast turned out to be accurate. They're one of the voice choices for the player character Rook, so that's pretty rad. Yeah, a lot of the voice choices for Valgard, I've listened to those voice actors and gone, yeah, I see how that'd be a good voice for that character. Yeah, as I say, the situation with Ike voicing Darwin is a bit disappointing, but you know,
I wasn't expecting to find.
It is what it is. I'll say in BioWare's defense, these seem to have been very recent right-wing follows, and from what we can tell, the voice casting was done about 4 years ago, because Gamescom 2020 had clips of some of the voice actors already selected. So it's entirely possible that he was cast and a long time later quietly started going right-wing at a point that couldn't have been caught by BioWare, so, like, you know, it is what it is, but,
Vinters and blood mages are like lost socks, or couriers from the Merchant Guild. They turn up in the damnedest places.
Right, where are we going now? What are we doing? There's quests in town, but I'm gonna be honest, I can't be asked to pick them up right now. Yes, so full voice cast for the Veilguard's main characters. Rook's voices are Alex Jordan, Brian E. Corrigan, Erika Ishii, and Jeff Berg. Of those, Erika Ishii is the one I'm excited about. Ali Hillis is Harding. Ike Amadi is Davrin, who that was Javik's voice in Mass Effect 3. Good voice actor, shame about his politics. Ji Young Han is Balara. Jessica Clarke is Nev. Jin Malley from Star Trek Picard is Tash. That's pretty cool. Nick Borain is Emmerich. And Matthew Mercer will be Manfred the Skeleton. That is, sure, give Matthew Mercer the silly little jokey skeleton role, that makes sense. Zach Mendez is Lucanus, and Brian Bloom is Varric. Some of those are expected. All of them, I think, like, are good sounding choices. Like, it's going to be a voice cast full of a lot of very satisfying voices. Saint Nobody, look, I'll put it this way. You don't accidentally follow, like, even if I don't go into any of the others, if you look at his, like, most recent, like, 15 follows, it's Libs of TikTok, which purely exists to anti-trans fearmonger, Grums, who is the fucking face of Gamergate 2.0, and Andrew Tate, man currently on trial for human trafficking. Like, those are not 3 people you accidentally follow, and I'm like, even if he's not loudly shouting about it, it's like, oh, it feels gross to me that game pushing for progressive LGBT representation has him as a voice, and I hope that he does not get invited back by BioWare to do future work. Saint Nobody, you can have a character called Emmerich in your party who is a necromancer and has a skeleton, and the skeleton will be voiced by Matt Mercer. But yes, it does seem like he's not done anything vocally with his right-wing views. All he has done is follow a bunch of people that indicate some shitty views, but Phoenix says, no, Laurie, you don't understand. He just had a middle-aged moment on accident. Fee, you remember what happened the last time someone claimed they were just having a middle-aged moment and accidentally following transphobes? That middle-aged moment spiraled into modern-day fucking J.K. Rowling.
Thank the Maker you came.
Oh.
Tell me you're here to read. It's been an honor.
Who was trying to talk to me? Who was trying to reach me? No. Lost him. Okay, so now we gotta head back to... I think it's time to just go back to the main town and to Haven. Yeah, okay, and go. It's going to be go interact with the War Room is the next step. But before we do that, we're going to go chat to all our companions and see if any of them have any more stuff for us to talk about. Who's got plot for us? Iron Bull.
Can I help you?
No, you have nothing new.
See you later, Bull.
See ya.
What about Cassandra? Anything new?
Greetings.
I have some more questions.
Why am I not...
Oh yeah, we've not chatted to Dorian at all yet because we just picked him up. We've got... Oh, we're going to have such a long chat with Dorian.
Tell me about your brother.
You're not going to talk about it yet. No.
Would prefer not to speak.
Cool, nothing new with you.
Was there something you needed?
Stop making this the first option every time I talk to Cullen.
Why would Templars break away from the Chantry?
The Order believes the Chantry no longer supports their efforts. Not to the extent they should.
The Templars have served the Chantry for ages.
And in that time, they've come to take the Order's services for granted. Templars risk their lives against blood magic, demons, abominations, to feel as if those efforts are dismissed. I may disagree with the Order's actions, but I'm here as proof of that. But I sympathize with their frustrations.
I keep trying to go top left, because usually that's like, ask for more generic information and continue the conversation. It keeps being like, do you want to bang Cullen? Okay. Cool. Let's head in. Who's... Sarah, Liliana, Solus, and Josephine. Is Dorian not here yet? Oh, Dorian, are you not actually officially part of the Inquisition yet? You're just helping us and therefore you're not selectable. Okay, so I gotta continue before okay, yeah, I gotta do his quest first. And I think that's what will happen is when I go to the war table now I get offered his quest, correct? Maybe? In my head, I spoke to him, therefore he's a party member now. We met him, therefore he's on the team. Varric, I can't do your side quest until later in the game.
Can I ask you something, Varric?
Have I already asked all these things?
I'm flattered.
Okay, yeah, we've done all of your chat. This is what go chapter. Sarah. Oh yeah, we've not spoken to you yet since we got you.
Oh no, it's fine, yeah. It's just I thought it'd be bigger.
Well, we've not spoken to
That would've been hilarious
Black
if you were a
Wall.
man, right?
Yeah.
Wasted. Anyway, stopping wars should earn more sovereigns than this. Need things back to normal for coins to be flowing again. Another reason the Templars and mages need to be sat down.
It's not just a war between those two.
Well, sure, the sky has a hole in it, but I can't put an arrow in that. Well, I have. It doesn't come down. That's
I was gonna say you can put
And
an
that's the
arrow
point,
in
right?
that.
It's weird and right there, but they still want to punch each other. They're too busy to look up where the real questions are.
Are you suggesting we need to punch the breach?
That's why we're here. To help guide everyone back from the brink.
The religious ones tell you that. That's important, right? But don't make it all about that. Seems like believing too hard is what got everyone here. And here is stupid and smells of horse. Really? What
It
everyone
does
needs
smell
is
of
to get
horse.
everything back to normal and proper and profitable. Sound good to you, all-touched Lady Herald?
There's no harm in having an early flirt with Sarah. Yeah, let's do at least
I'll
one.
enjoy having you around, Sarah. I hope you'll feel the same.
Woof.
Gah!
Here, Herald. Herald. Have to do something.
Sarah is really fun to flirt at. Sarah is fun to flirt at.
Chasing the Lord Seeker, I hear. Anyone who thinks they need Lord in front of the name, that's bad. Bet he's got a portrait taller than he is. That's your first clue to a total arse. Fact.
Look, I'm not saying I disagree with you, but also if I'm playing this on stream, I'm like, I might as well interact and get content and encounter plot. You don't fit the Inquisition. Get the fuck out of here. But also, I do find it how hilariously easy it is to get her to absolutely just melt at anything tall lady says. It amuses me.
Tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah? Interested, are you?
You're skilled. Who taught you how to use a bow?
No one.
That seems unlikely.
What? I picked it up here and there. Mostly it just makes sense. It's not like that for you.
Fee says, it's like if a cishet wrote an NB Goblin, and I will not change my stance. I can't blame you for feeling that way. I see it. It's not a vibe that jumped out to me, but I see it.
Oh, certainly. Not a day's effort for the naturally gifted like us.
Well, it's not like that. It takes work. A bit. Not like Cullen and his pecs. I mean, you miss, then you don't. Is it that hard to see when it's wrong?
Is it an elf thing?
Most I know couldn't find an arrow sitting on it. Right. Maybe I just make it look easy in shite company. Fact still is, no teacher. Where would I find one in alleyway?
I just like British shitty vibes. Look, I'm a little bit of a sucker for I'm a bit of an exaggerated Cockney in the setting, I am. I'm like, look, it's trash, but I can get with it.
How about the basics? Where are you from?
Ferelden.
I got that.
All over? Okay, fine.
Is Ferelden Dragon Age South London? Is Ferelden Dragon Age South London? If you can tell Sarah's from Ferelden by the accent.
Oh, you're from wherever. I'm from North wherever.
What?
North wherever. Oh, we had fun on street and or in local tavern.
Oh, hardy ha. Oh, funny.
Right, like this is fun dialogue.
I don't like complicated. Let's leave it at that. Maybe.
You're not like most of the elves I've met.
Thanks, right? Or was that an insult? Suppose I could go barefoot and whine more. Like that's soulless, right? Never be as good as we were. Well, who's we? I'm just fine.
There's nothing to learn from any of that history?
Yes, don't do that. What? We lost so bad there was nothing left.
I don't know why that hadn't clicked in my head before that Ferelden was
waste of time.
Was Thedas, England. Okay, yeah, you done with dialogue? You got nothing
Chasing
new?
Mages, that's a Templar's job. Not too late to go find some. Or stay home.
You apparently have a lot of friends. Tell me about your network.
It's not mine, right?
Okay, yeah, see, this is, I think, the reason it didn't click for me. As Fee says, it's Fantasy England. They've got a scattering of Northern, Cockney, and Fantasy Posh, and Fantasy Wispy Mystic. Yeah, that's the thing. Is for some reason, it wasn't until I clicked that I was like, oh, Fantasy Cockney came from somewhere, that it clicked for me that it was Fantasy England. The rest of the accents just, like, faded into the background in my mind, but as soon as you do Cockney, I'm like, oh, are you trying to do England?
Are you just about pranks and revenge?
Well, it's a weave. I grease a ballroom, so a wyvern chasing Git has to hunt Sprained. His heirlooms pay off someone else.
Yeah,
Maybe
look, I got that Orlais was France.
Pish, pish, pish. A lot
Just
of
apparently
people
Ferelden just didn't click in
or
my head.
maybe someone dead, if they deserve it.
I'm glad I met you before someone decided what I deserved.
You're no hateful ass so far. I'd just get you with a pie or something. Anyway, assassin's a bard's job, innit? No fun, that lot.
Plus, I'm shy at singing.
Is Red Jenny real? Or was she always just you and your friends?
Dunno. Not if it works. I mean, Red is scary because blood. And Jenny is... Look, nobody fears the bunch of people who do random stuff. And besides, it's easy. Nobles want a bogeyman because they need to believe normal people can't get them. Numbers, yeah? An even spread is all it takes.
Seems like it should...
That's why you be bad. You don't want to play, don't play. That's simple too.
Where are the people?
If I knew, they would... Look, unless your baddies are rocks or trees, they have people they use. Yeah, I know. Wipers, right? Well, anyway. The little people will be there when you need them, in a million little ways.
So lots of little contributions add up in the background.
What? Anyway, it just works. Mind you, you still have to be smart. Risky, yeah? But you like a bit of a tease.
I can play along if it works for you.
You have a choice. Hail the Inquisition.
Cool. Right, we're done with you. Who have we spoken to? I think... Did I skim over Varric? No, we talked to Varric and Varric had nothing new, so we gotta go talk to Liliana.
The castle has no issue.
I'm listening.
Anything I should know?
I've nothing to report at the moment.
Okay, cool.
I'll leave you to
Nothing
your work.
from you. Solar... Yeah, okay, yeah. Solus is the only other one outside. I think we pretty thoroughly spoke to Solus. I'm gonna guess Solus has got nothing new for us, but... I gotta find Blackwell still. I know we've not spoken to him, like, at all.
What can I do for you?
Okay, yeah, you have literally nothing. Right, so Vivian, Josephine. Is Blackwell not here to chat with? I guess not. I guess not. Darksteel, I wouldn't be surprised. Even if it's not directly, I wouldn't be surprised if some of the Pokemon Z stuff that never happened gets repurposed. It seems like an easy win. Repurposing some of that stuff would be an easy win. And I think that Game Freak would be foolish not to take the easy wins where they can get them.
Solus, I believe he was called. I admit I was surprised. I didn't expect to find mages among the Inquisition. Tell me, why were you at the Divine Conclave?
Oh, we can get cheap viewers! Cheap viewers, apparently. Oh no, my hand is accidentally slipping, and I accidentally banned them. How will we get cheap viewers now? Terra says, I'm cheap.
The Circle had plenty of problems, but it's an institution we sorely need.
I wish more people understood the truth of this. Justinia's death has shattered the balance of power in Thedas. If it is not restored quickly, countless lives will be lost. Mages, Templars, innocent people of all kinds now look to the Inquisition to decide their fate.
I'll try not to let them down.
Failure is a luxury we cannot afford, my dear. For almost 1,000 years, the world believed it was in the hands of the Maker. And now many believe you are the agent of his will. Whatever the truth is, that belief gives you power.
Oh, Fee, is that right? Just a couple of big eyes from me and you'll do whatever, will you? Well,
Once this is over, the task of speaking for the Maker will be the Chantry's problem again.
That's reassuring to hear. I've stolen enough of your time, my dear. Don't let me keep you.
Okay. Have you got more dialogue for us? Tell me about the Circle.
I wanted to ask you about the Circle of Magi.
Of course. What do you wish to know?
If the Circle disbanded, how can you still belong to it?
The Circle is an idea, my dear, and an idea cannot be dissolved. Many of the first enchanters voted for rebellion, caring little that anything short of a unanimous decision would pit mage against mage. Rather than dissolving it, Grand Enchanter Fiona's vote split the Circle in two. The rebels follow her, the loyalists...
Yeah, this was your Catholic-Protestant split.
If you lead all the loyalists, why are you only First Enchanter, and not Grand Enchanter?
Grand Enchanters are elected, and since there are no First Enchanters besides myself, no vote can be held. I could name myself Grand Enchanter, but the title holds no meaning now. When the circles are restored, that will change.
What was it like to live in a circle?
My dear, your question is the root of all problems.
What was it like to live in a circle? I don't know, draw one around yourself, find out.
Every circle was different. Their Templars were different, their politics unique. And every person within each tower had an experience of circle life.
Okay, then what was life like in your circle for you?
Suffered and some were content, some were cruel, some compassionate, and some indifferent. The same is true of people everywhere, in all circumstances, whether they are mages or not.
Darksteel, I haven't played Flintlock Siege of Dawn, but I know Steph has, and they're talking about it on Podquisition tomorrow. I've heard some discussion of Flintlock. If you listen to Podquisition tomorrow, you'll hear some opinions about it.
So tell me about your personal experience with the Circle.
I enjoyed life in the Montsimard Circle, my dear. It was an edifice devoted to knowledge and refinement. And mages need the company of other mages. No one else can truly understand the challenges we face, nor see the world as we do.
Okay.
You must have been under constant supervision, being forced by Templars to live in the tower. Was that hard to endure?
Look, for anything else you can say, Vivian's outfit is still the best fucking outfit in the game. Love that outfit. Too good an outfit.
Most circles allowed mages to live away from the tower, either on their own or in service to the nobility. All that was required was permission from the First Enchanter.
Look, Fee.
Some circles were harsher in their restrictions. Kirkwall was the worst, but it was
We'll get there in a second.
Most were quite permissive, perhaps too permissive in retrospect.
Yeah, Fee says, even her costume designer wanted to wring her smug neck. It's gorgeous. I'm like, yeah, I could wear that outfit. I don't think I would come across as smug in it. I think I'd look pretty good in it.
How did we come to this state with the circles in revolt?
A failure of perspective that infected circle leadership.
Tara says, the actress does such a good job of playing such a villain. Someone very privileged from an oppressed class, acting like she is the norm.
Kirkwall gave
Right?
the world a reason to remember its fear of magic. A mage killed hundreds with a snap of their fingers. Across Thedas, a new tangible fear of magic grew. Commoners and nobles alike called out to the Chantry for protection. When a mage attempted to assassinate Divine Justinia again, the mages protested the investigation. The leadership chose to vote on independence based on the intolerable conditions imposed by the Templar, sparing no thought to the fact that magic was more feared in the aftermath of these attacks than it had been since. So long as they had their freedom, they could care little for riots, angry mobs, or about pitting mages against each other.
Darksteel, without, like, spoiling too much of Podquisition tomorrow, Steph did encounter a bug, but a different bug. Not a, progression-preventing one, but a minor annoyance bug. And has mixed, but I feel like more on the positive end, opinions. Fee, I can find you some corset measurements and references, don't you worry.
Are you familiar with Grand Enchanter Fiona?
We've met. Before her horrendously ill-timed and selfish vote for independence, I thought her adequate at her job. In her dotage, she could not handle looking after the well-being of so many people. We would have done better to replace her years ago to let us
I'm
spend
putting a
time
couple of
gardening.
cosplays together at the moment. I'm currently putting together cosplays for Penny from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, the trainer with the big Eevee bag and the baggy hoodie, and the red and blue hair. That's a fun one I'm putting together at the moment. I'm putting one together that is Tears of the Kingdom Zelda in the past design. And I'm putting together a Mighty Morphin era Pink Power Ranger design. Yes, the completely cisgender Penny. Yes, the most cis character that's ever been.
Did they have cause to rebel?
In the aftermath of their terrorist attacks? Was that really the most opportune time to break away? By all means, protest abuses by the Templars. Just don't do it in a way that says mages support wholesale murder. By voting when they did, my colleagues all but declared war upon the ordinary people of Thedas. A war in which we are outnumbered 100 to 1.
I'm gonna say a thing about Vivian. And you're gonna have to go with me on this, but based on the last couple of sentences she said. In our world, Vivian would be of the opinion that Israel is entirely justified in attacking Palestine and that nothing Israel did in the 70 years prior would justify an act of violent response from Palestine. I feel like that would be Vivian's fucking stance, given the, well, a certain group of people was oppressed, perhaps, but an act of violence against their oppressors never justifiable. All the harm they caused by doing an act of violence in response to many years of oppression and violence. Oh, well, no, I can't stand by that. Can't endorse that.
I thought the fighting was only between mages and Templars. Why are mages fighting mages?
The vote for independence was carried by only a small margin, but Fiona chose to let the motion...
Yeah, because it was carried. The vote won.
...a rash declaration of war against the entire free
If you're gonna have democracy and a thing wins by a small margin, then the thing won.
The rebels declared themselves in support of mass murder. Anyone who did not wish to support terrorism and the slaughter of innocents was forced to take arms against the rebels.
Vivian, I don't think my read on you was particularly wrong. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, Yoldi Badger, she's leaving a couple of bits out. She's leaving a couple of bits out, for sure.
I'd like to know more about you, Madame Vivienne.
Whatever would you like to know?
Your accent's not Orlesian. Where exactly are you from?
I am from the Circle, my dear. One's country of origin rarely matters there. But if you must know, I was born in Wycombe in the Free Marches.
You're born in Wycombe?
But I transferred to Monsignor while still an apprentice.
I'm curious how a circle mage winds up a courtier.
Nobody winds up at court, my dear. I caught the eye of Duke Bastien de Ghislaine, an advantageous connection that opened many doors. When the position of Enchanter to the Imperial Court became vacant, I was able to secure it.
You're married to the Duke de Ghislaine?
Of course not. Marriage is the business of alliance and inheritance. I'm Bastien's mistress.
What does his wife think?
And what does the Duchess de Ghislaine think of this arrangement?
We got along quite well. Duchess Nicoline and I used to host musical
You know what?
together.
If she's chill with it, then yeah,
from a fever a few years
sure, go right ahead. Echo, she said she was born in Wycombe, which is spelt almost the same as Wickham, and I jokingly said she was born in High Wycombe. She was born in Wycombe. Yes, sorry for getting your hopes up that the character was literally born in fantasy High Wycombe. I was being silly about the magical fantasy world of Wycombe.
I will take these injury reports to research.
Josephine, you got anything new?
You might be able to provide the materials he needs.
What do the people make of us?
Okay.
Despite everything, we're low on steadfast allies. Sorry. We must aim for more. Just tell him we'll have it for
Let's
him
speak later.
Everyone stop talking. Too many people are talking.
We can use that.
Fantasy High Wycombe would be a gloriously shit setting for an RPG, and I'm so finding a way to fit it into my D&D campaign. Oh yeah, 100% do that. Like, I am a big fan of, like, you're doing a fantasy game set in a fantasy world, and you just throw in, you know, in Dice Funk, we will frequently be like, oh yeah, so-and-so moved to Schmorida, which is Fantasy Florida. Or, you know, when playing D&D with Jane, she'll often, like, thinly veil, like, ah, yes, it's fantasy Manchester. Ooh. Saint Nobody, you are correct. Ghislaine sure has picked up some baggage as a name in the last 10 years. And probably isn't a name that BioWare would pick today for a location. Okay.
Master Dennett's horses are a fine addition to our stables. I will see they are well tended.
Okay, so what am I meant to be doing right now? So if I go to In Hushed Whispers, this is the quest to go get, Dorian, and it's not gonna shut me out of anything right now if I go do this, is it? Yeah, cool, okay. Choosing the mages will make it impossible to work with the Templars. Oh, is that picking the mages if I go do that? Oh, this is the point of choice. Okay, yeah. So this is the moment where I'm making the choice between the mages and the Templars, correct? And depending on which I choose, I will get a party member and not another one. Look, of the two, I need to get Dorian. I don't even remember who I fucking get over here. Like, who would I even be getting? Not Dorian is the answer. Cool. Look, I'll wait for Fee's input just to make sure I've not overlooked anything, but you get the other one but later. Yeah. I don't remember who do we get from the other one? I remember Dorian, but I don't remember who our other fucking choice is. This tells you exactly what choice I always make here, and therefore, oh, Cole. Yeah, no, between the two of them, I want Dorian around. I don't really give a shit about Cole. Yeah. Okay, then fuck it. We're getting Dorian. Like, why would we not? The reason I did not remember Cole was who the other option was is because I never fucking go there. Okay.
We don't have the manpower to take the castle. Either we find another way in, or give up this nonsense and go and get the Templars.
Redcliffe is in the hands of a Magister. This cannot be allowed to stand.
The letter from Alexius asked for the Herald of Andraste by name. It's an obvious trap.
So we've heard from Magister Alexius. I expected as much.
And yet some of us want to sit and do nothing. Not this again.
Redcliffe Castle is one of the most defensible fortresses in Ferelden. It has repelled thousands of assaults. If you go in there, you'll die. And we'll lose the only means we have of closing these rifts. I won't allow it.
And if we don't even try to meet Alexius, we lose the mages and leave a hostile foreign power on our doorstep. Even if we could assault the keep, it would be for naught. An Orlesian Inquisition's army marching into Ferelden would provoke a war. Our hands are tied.
The Magister
has outplayed us.
Thimba asked how we all feel about Suda 51, Suda 51. I had to double check which one was Suda and which one was Swery. I always get the two of them mixed up in my head. Swery, fuck him. Suda, he's the guy behind No More Heroes. I've met him, he seems lovely, I've enjoyed his games, they're sometimes a bit weird, sometimes a bit janky. Generally, to my sensibilities, I generally tend to enjoy Suda's stuff, even at its most ropey. Look, Cole has like decent dialogue, but he's just no Dorian. He's just no Dorian.
We can't just give up. There has to be something we can do.
We cannot accept defeat now. There must be a solution.
Where's the Earl of Redcliffe? I'm sure he'd help us get his castle back.
After he was displaced, Arl Tegan rode straight for Dunrim to petition the Crown for help. I doubt he'll want our assistance once the Ferelden army lays siege to his castle.
Wait. There is a secret passage into the castle, an escape route for the family.
And you didn't bring this up already?
For our troops, but we could send agents through.
Okay.
Too risky. Those agents will be discovered well before they reach the
What if they
Magister?
don't head for the Magister,
That's
though?
why we need a distraction. Perhaps the envoy Alexius wants so badly.
Keep attention on Adar while we disable the Magister's defenses. It's a gamble, but it might work.
I mean, it's a solid plan.
Fortunately, you'll have help.
This man says he has information about the Magister and his methods, Commander.
Your spies will never get past Alexius's magic without my help. So if you're going after him, I'm coming along.
The plan puts you in the most danger. We can't in good conscience order you to do this. We can still go after the Templars if you'd rather not play the bait. It's up to you.
Nah, being bait's fun. Confirm. Let's do it. Fuck it. We're going for it. Okay, so we've got to take Dorian with us. Okay, we don't need a second mage. I think we leave Solus behind. We go Iron Bull and or do we do Solus Iron Bull? I know it's doubling up on mages. I want Solus around for most of this game. Like, I don't need him as another mage right now, but I want him around for most of this game because of, like, the importance to the DLC and very clearly the importance to Veilguard. I think it's interesting to have him around, but also Dorian is just a much more interesting mage to have in the party, so, you know, screw it. Maybe I follow my heart rather than my thoughts about what's best for DLC purposes. Suda 5-1 is his actual name. Goichi Suda. Go is 5. Ichi is 1. Yeah. Ichi ni Sanshi. Go. Roku. I can remember up to 5 and I think 6. And maybe I skipped to 7. I remember some of the numbers in Japanese.
Announce us.
The invitation was for Mistress Adar alone.
I know that...
The others will remain here.
Yeah. I know that Ichigo is 15, and he's also, I think, Strawberry, because Ichigo is the main character in Bleach, and I think his name meant both 15 and Strawberry.
They have to accompany me. You wouldn't deprive me of my attachés, would you?
You wouldn't be an asshole now, would you?
My Lord Magister, the agents of the Inquisition have arrived.
My friend,
It is Strawberry,
it's so
hooray!
good
I
to see
remember
you
stuff.
again. And your associates, of course. I'm sure we can work out some arrangement that is equitable to all.
Blah, 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 blah. Are we mages to have no voice in deciding our fate?
Fiona, you would not have
I
turned
love
your
Fiona's
followers over
actor.
to my care if you did not trust me with their lives.
Yeah, Fiona's voice actor is so good.
If the Grand Enchanter wants to be a part of these talks, then I welcome her as a guest of the Inquisition.
Thank you.
Fuck you, sir. I override your indentured
servitude. Mages
servitudeness.
to close the breach, and I have them. So, what shall you offer in exchange?
I'd much rather discuss your time magic.
I'm afraid I have no idea what you mean.
She knows everything, Father.
Oh,
Felix,
shit.
What have you done?
Oh, shit. Tokyo Mew Mew, Lasetta Pudding, and Minto are easier to remember. Oh god, I haven't thought of Tokyo Mew Mew in a long fucking time. God, that's very Card Captor Sakura era. Card Captors, defenders of evil good. God, I've got the Card Captors theme stuck in my head. Fuck.
Your son is concerned that you're involved in something terrible.
So speaks the thief. Do you think you can turn my son against me? You walk into my stronghold with your stolen mark, a gift you don't even understand, and think you're in control. You're nothing but a mistake.
Oh.
If you know so much, enlighten me. Tell me what this mark on my hand is for.
It belongs to your betters. You wouldn't even begin to understand.
Then fucking tell me its purpose, sir.
Father, listen to yourself. Do you know what you sound like?
He sounds exactly like the sort of villainous cliche everyone expects us to be.
Ooh.
Dorian, I gave you a chance to be a part of this. You turned me down. The Elder One has power you would not believe. He will raise the Imperium.
The Elder One, you say? Ooh.
That's who you serve. The one who killed the Divine. Is he a mage?
Soon he will become a god. He will make the world bow to mages once more. We will rule from the Boric Ocean.
Yeah, you want to give us any hints who that is?
You can't involve my people in this.
Alexius, this is exactly what you and I talked about never wanting to happen. Why would you support this?
Stop it, Father. Give up the Venatori. Let the Southern Mages fight the breach, and let's go home.
No, it's the only way, Felix. He can save you.
Ah, you've been promised...
Save me?
Promised health for your son.
There is a way. The Elder One promised, if I undo the mistake at the temple.
I'm going to die. You need to accept that.
Good on you,
Cease
kid.
the Venatori. The Elder One demands this woman's life.
Oopsie. That fucking neck snap is brutal.
You are a mistake. You should never have existed.
Let's do the time warp again. Bum 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 bum. It is a risk to fire magic at a time crystal.
Where'd they come from?
Oh!
Get ready!
Spinny!
Displacement. Interesting. It's probably not what Alexius intended. The rift must have moved us to what? The closest confluence of arcane energy?
The last thing I remember, we were in the castle hall.
Let's see. If we're still in the castle, it isn't. Oh, of course, it's not simply where, it's when. Alexius used the amulet as a focus. It moved us through time.
Did we go forward in time or back? And how far?
Those are excellent questions. We'll have to find out, won't we?
Dorian's a very good height boy.
See where the rift took us.
Yeah, I did ask a very good question. Thank you, Dorian. Thank you. That was a great question I asked, and thank you, Dorian, for telling me I was great for asking it.
What was Alexius trying to do?
I believe his original plan was to remove you from time completely. If that happened, you would never have been at the Temple of Sacred Ashes or mangled his Elder One's plan. I think your surprise in the castle hall made him reckless. He tossed us into the rift.
That wouldn't have been
before he was
ideal.
ready. I countered it. The magic went wild, and here we are. Makes sense?
There were others in the hall. Could they have been drawn through the rift?
I doubt it was large enough to bring the whole room through. Alexius wouldn't risk catching himself or Felix in it. They're probably still where
Oh,
and
just
when
time for
we
the
left.
two of us to bond, is it?
In some sense, anyway.
Alexius mentioned an Elder One in the hall. Do you know who he was talking about?
Leader of the Venatori, I suspect. Some magister aspiring to godhood. It's the same old tune. Let's play with magic we don't understand. It will make us incredibly powerful. Evidently, it doesn't matter if you rip apart the fabric of time in the process.
You've been around for like 10 minutes, and you very quickly reminded me why you're my favorite voice actor in this game.
What happens if we can't get back?
Then we get comfortable in our new present.
Okay, cool. Where are we heading? Oh. Not that. Not that. Oh, come on. How do I do this? That's how I drink potions.
Help for the main, please!
Oh, Dorian, are you minimum level right now? Do I have like a shit ton of points to spend on you? Got 11 points to spend. Okay, oh, no, I literally can't spend levels on you right now. Okay, yeah, of course. You're not formally a part of the Inquisition. As much as you are clearly a member of the Inquisition, then I should be allowed to level you up. Did I just come back to where I started? I don't think I did I? Right, I should be allowed to level him up. He's my only other party member. Surely I should be allowed to do. Okay, so we gotta do this bridge. Oh, can I be doing the scan thing? Oh, it's somewhere in the circle. It's not exactly on the thing. Okay. Let me shrink Barrick. Find out what happened. Okay, that's a nice generic objective, but we can do that. Oh, this inventory system. That'll do for now. Inventory is full. Didn't I just empty inventory? Apparently not enough. Find out what happened. I'm finding the others.
You're not dead. You're supposed to be dead. There was a burn on the ground and everything.
Alexius didn't kill us. His spell sent us through time. This is our future.
Well, it's my present, and in my past, I definitely saw you both die.
Yeah, you're looking rough.
Are you all right? You don't look so good.
Red lyrium. If I'm lucky, it'll kill me. If not, I'm hoping I die fighting.
You're dying?
No, he's not. If we find Alexius, we go back and none of this
Okay, being sent to the future at least means you've been sent to a
Alexius
time
isn't
where
the
his
one
time
you
travel
need to worry
magic
about.
still exists.
It's his Elder One. He killed the Empress of Orlais and used the confusion to launch an invasion of the South. The army was all demons. You ever fought a demon army? I don't recommend it.
Don't you recommend it? You love fighting. I thought you would have a great fucking time fighting an all-demon army.
We'll make Alexius regret what he's done.
Let's...
Okay.
Andraste's sacred knickers. You're alive.
Andraste's sacred knickers
were
is a
you?
beautiful
How did
turn
you
of phrase.
We didn't escape. Alexius sent us into the future.
Everything that happens to you is weird.
You don't look so good, Varric. What happened?
Bite your tongue. I look damn good for a dead man.
You're no more dead than we are.
The not dying version of this red lyrium stuff? Way worse. Just saying.
We get to Alexius, and I just might be able to send us back to our own time. Simple, really.
You and I have very different definitions of the word simple. You want to take on Alexius? I'm in. Let's go.
Fuck yeah.
Magister's in his throne room. Vince say he locked himself in.
Are there others around, or is it just these two? These were the two I brought with me, so I'm guessing these are the two I actually need right now. Okay, so I think I need to go all the way over, down the other side. B says, +10 to tragedy for Varric. He lost his brother to Red Lyrium madness. He did indeed. It's not a fun way to watch someone go, and I can't imagine it's fun getting infected with the same thing and having to go, oh god, please don't have it do to me what it did to him. That's pretty rough. It's pretty rough. Okay, lower cells. Oh yeah, Fiona was with us.
Alive.
Non-party member, but Fiona was with us.
Disappear into the rift.
What is the date? I need to know how much time has passed.
Harvest Mia. 942 Dragon.
942? Then we've missed an entire year.
I'm here now. No matter what, I'll drive them all back to Tevinter.
Not Tevinter. Alexius serves the Elder One, more powerful than the Maker. No one.
More powerful than the
challenges
Maker is quite a thing to throw around.
I promise, I will do everything in my power to set things right.
Our only hope is to find the amulet that Alexius used to send us here. If it still exists, I can use it to reopen the rift at the exact spot we left. Maybe.
Maybe.
Good.
I said, maybe.
You.
Okay.
Your spy master, Leliana. She is here. Find quickly.
Okay. Right. So we gotta. What are we gonna do? We gotta find Leliana and find out what happened. Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna take that down for now. Don't hate me, chat. Having to momentarily lower the earring magic Varric. Just so that I can more conveniently see what my objective is at any given moment.
Maker, why is it coming out of the walls?
Are you sure you want to find out?
Oh. Hello.
Well, nice to do something constructive for a change.
Nice to be doing anything at all. I'm enjoying it while it lasts.
Okay.
Take a look around. See if there's anything we can use.
Also, a fascinating tale personality-wise. Bartrand got more greedy, Meredith fanatical, Fiona useless, Bull determined, Varric meta-aware of narrative. That is a really good call. See, this is why I love having you around when Dragon Age is about. Always insightful to have your presence. Also, it's just fun to have you around, Fee. You're very enjoyable company, you see. Here we go. Oh, whoa.
I will die first. Or you will.
This year has not treated her well.
You're alive.
Well, that was impressive.
Anger is stronger than any pain. Do you have weapons? Good. The Magister's probably in his chambers.
You aren't curious how we got here?
No.
Alexius sent us into the future. This, his victory, his Elder One, it was never meant to be.
Yeah, Kveldstrom says there's hints about what Alexius et al. Did to Leliana in the lore books. It's not fun reading. Yeah. I'm not gonna get into it here. It's pretty fucking heavy going. Oh, ye olde badger, no need to apologize. I'm really sorry that a game demo you were excited for, did you a disservice. As someone who has many a time had to put down a game I was enjoying because of motion sickness, it fucking sucks. I hope you recover well. I'm sorry that it has induced all of the bad things in you.
I'm so sorry for everything you suffered.
We have to reverse his spell. If we can get back to our present time, we can prevent this future from ever happening.
And mages always wonder why people fear them. No one should have this power.
It's dangerous and unpredictable.
Enough. I suffered. The whole world suffered. It was real.
Yeah. Yeah. This is not just like a little pretend timeline that we're gonna make go away.
While we were away?
This is real harm done to a real person.
I'm just asking for information.
No, you're talking to Phil Silence. Nothing happened that you want to hear.
Was that a key that I just picked up? I didn't pay attention to what I picked up. It was a key, yeah. Okay. And go this way.
We need to find Alexius. I'm sure he'll be in the nicer part of the castle, if there is one.
There we go. Time to fuck this bastard up.
The Magister needs more power for his rituals.
No!
Come forth and serve the Elder One.
No!
Madness. Alexius can't have wanted this.
I mean, he wants his kid to be healthy, and seemingly has decided this is a worthwhile price to pay for that, despite his kid's protestations. Right.
The breach! Yes!
Everywhere. Used to be, it was only dwarves who were afraid of the sky. Now, just good sense.
Auburn Amareth says, your Canary Girl looks so similar to the one I made back then. Look, I've tried playing around with, like, much more custom designs, but ultimately, this pretty basic cookie cutter one is the one I keep coming back to as, like, yeah, this is my Canary. This is just how it is. Oh, more rifts. This feels like a preview of what we can expect when Belgard releases, given that game starts with rifts open all over the place, left, right, and center. Okay. Come on. Yeah, it is interesting experiencing this, knowing quite how much of a similar situation we are heading toward with the sequel, it seems.
What became of Felix? Do you know?
Yes, I know.
And you're not going to tell me?
You'll find out soon enough.
Oh. Ominous. Yes, I am also very excited for Veilguard. cannot come soon enough. Elmara, I have gotten out of the hinterlands, no worries. But yes, I cannot wait for a release date to be announced. I have my suspicions about when that will happen. I don't have any insider information that would back this up, but, one sec. Cavell's Drum, you don't know they're not going to let you fuck Solus. That might be like a hidden surprise at the end of the game, then that's an option. They keep it in secret for now. But yes, what was I going to say? Yes, I have my suspicions about when we're going to see Veilguard's release date get announced. Here's my guess. I have no insider information on this, but I'm just going off a gut feeling. The last several years, we've gotten BioWare, specifically Dragon Age information during Gamescom opening night live. The first like big behind the scenes look at the time Dragon Age 4 was 2020's Gamescom, 2022, 2023 Gamescom both had stuff going on. My suspicion is we get a release date reveal during opening night live of Gamescom at the end of August, if they are, you know, still targeting fall 2024. I would also suspect, even if it's just behind closed doors for press, even if it's not public show floor facing, I suspect the Summer Games Fest demo for Veilguard will be at Gamescom, even if it's hands-off rather than hands-on again. I have my suspicions. Because, yeah, realistically, Gamescom is the last big... It's the last big games reveal event.
Baker's breath. Where did Alexius find this? How did he even move it here?
Can we open it?
Perhaps. But it looks quite strong.
Yeah, it's the last big event that I would expect it to show up at.
Servants must have a way through. He has to eat. Let's look around.
Phoenix says, Dragon Age fans are like Sherlock fans without the naive hope they're getting another installment inside a decade. Ha! Yes. Right. Somewhere up here, someone will know.
Try to take out that enchanter quickly. Block them from coming up the stairs! What in Andraste's name is that? Hold on to it. I want to look at it later. I could really go for some light reading.
Okay, we need 5 red lyrium shards. Cool. That was one of the things we needed.
What happened here?
Venatory decorating at its finest.
Yeah, I'm not going to be able to do my full-length stream up to
Good opportunity to look for higher ground.
the midnight tonight. I'm going to be stopping a little early for some other work obligations, but I think I should be able to do at least another like 45 minutes to an hour.
Sorry for interrupting your dinner.
Okay, red lyrium shard 2. Alban, Amaranth, have a good rest of your evening. I'm sure that we will continue to have a good time with this. Ooh.
Damage did Alexius' spell do?
Rifts tore apart all of southern Thedas, starting here. But whether that's his doing or the breach, who can say?
Okay, 2 more to find. One of you was here. Get back here.
The worms can have them. Doesn't look like the Elder One is interested in saving his followers.
Okay, we got the 5. I think we head back where we came from now. Hello, I collected the boss door key. Can I go through now?
Look at all you've done, Alexius. All this suffering. And for what?
For my country, for my son. But it means nothing now. I knew you would appear again. Not that it would be now, but I knew I hadn't destroyed you. My final failure.
Was it worth it? Everything you did to the world, to yourself.
It doesn't matter now. All we can do is
No,
wait.
you have access to time magic. We can turn it back. We can undo it. Surely, sir, you should... Man who has time magic should go, I fucked up. Maybe I undo my fuck up.
What do you mean? What's ending?
The irony that you should appear now of all the possibilities. All that I fought for, all that I betrayed, and what have I wrought? Ruin and death, there is nothing else. The Elder One comes for me, for you, for us all. Felix.
That's Felix. Maker's breath, Alexius. What have you done?
He would have died, Dorian. I saved him. Please, don't hurt my son. I'll do anything you ask.
Hand over the amulet, and we let him go.
Let him go, and I swear you'll get what you want.
I want the world back.
So, what does it matter? We're gonna undo this, and your son's fate will change regardless. What does it fucking matter that we killed him here? Okay. Up we get.
The Elder One will destroy us both. Where are your assassins this time?
Oh, get over here. Okay, we're gonna kill all your little sons, I see. We're up to your rift. All that I wrought, and as the black clouds came upon them, they looked on what pride I had wrought, and despaired. The work of man and woman, by hubris of their making, the sorrow of light unbearable. Well quoted.
So much for the mighty Inquisition! He wanted to die, didn't he? All those lies he told himself, the justifications. He lost Felix long ago. Didn't even notice. Oh, Alexius.
This Alexius was too far gone. But the Alexius in our time might still be reasoned with.
I suppose that's true. This is the same amulet he used before. I think it's the same one we made in Minrathous. That's a relief. Give me an hour to work out the spell he used, and I should be able to reopen the rift.
An hour? That's impossible. You must go now.
The quest names are really doing the absolute most to make sure you don't miss the fact Canticle of Tyranides is relevant. Mm-hmm.
We'll head out front. Keep them off your tail.
We'll make this count.
The only way we live is if this day never comes.
That's a hell of a fucking line. The only way we live is if this day never comes.
I have ours.
Also, Varric's Red Lyrium seems to have stopped acting up, so that's good. That's something.
Though darkness closes, I am shielded by flame.
Oh, this is a really fucking cool scene.
Maker, take me to your side.
BioWare really has a good knack for the last stand as the impossible waves of enemies are coming kind of moment.
And we all die.
This is very Mass Effect 2 Suicide Mission vibes. We will hold the line. We will do the thing and hold the line. Hold the line. And again, Mass Effect 3 wasn't far. Mass Effect 2, not that far from when this released. Yeah, BioWare really loves a good...
You'll have to do better than that.
Final stand at the end of the world sequence. Current quest. Those who had been cast down, the demons who would be gods, began to whimper to men from their tombs within the earth. And the men of Tevinter heard and raised altars to the pretender gods once more. And in return we were given, in hushed whispers, the secrets of darkest magic. Mm-hmm.
Put aside all claim to Redcliffe, and we let you live.
You won. There is no point extending this charade. Felix.
It's going to be all right, Father.
You'll die.
Everyone dies.
Good on you for recognizing you fucking lost.
Well, I'm glad that's over with.
Echo says, I love how Dorian didn't miss a beat in getting a sarcastic comment in the second you got back. Hell yeah, that's why Dorian's the best.
We'd
I
like to
love
discuss your
Dorian.
abuse of our hospitality.
Your Majesties.
When we offered the Mage's Sanctuary, we did not give them the right to drive our people from their homes.
King Alistair, Queen Honora, I assure you, we never intended...
In light of your actions, good intentions are no longer enough.
You and your followers have worn out your welcome. Leave Ferelden, or we'll be forced to make you leave.
But we have hundreds who need protection. Where will we go?
We can offer you protection.
The Inquisition might be willing to take in the mages.
And what are the terms of this arrangement?
Hopefully better than what Alexius gave you. The Inquisition is better than that, yes?
I've known a lot of mages. They can be loyal friends if you let them. Friends who make bad decisions, but still loyal.
It seems we have little choice but to accept whatever you offer.
You're our prisoners. No, you're our allies. We, you know, we're not a fucking, what is the word? We're not a dictatorship. You're our allies. Like, at the very least, we're gonna honor the thing that was your big problem with the Templars, which was, hey, you've got the elderly, the sick, you've got children, you've got people who, like, really should not be sent to war, that they were gonna try and raise up and send to war anyway. It's like, no, we trust you to know best who is willing and able to fight for the cause.
We would be honored to have you fight as allies at the Inquisition's side.
A generous offer. But will the rest of the Inquisition honor it?
The breach threatens all of Thedas.
Terra,
we cannot afford to be divided now. We can't fight it without you. Any chance of success requires your full support.
It's a generous offer. I doubt
Cassandra disapproves. Well, fuck Cassandra. A few people disapprove, but fucking why disapprove of an alliance?
It would be madness not to.
Why be disapproving because I didn't fucking make them like
Haven.
servants?
The breach will be closed.
Because I had
You will
respect
not
for
regret
other
giving us
people.
this chance.
I know. There we go. Cool. We'll go talk to the people, including Dorian, who we now have, and probably wrap up. Like this, talking to all the people back at the Haven and finishing up where we're currently at in the plot.
It's not a matter for debate.
Is probably where I
There will
wrap
be
up
abominations
tonight. We'll
among the
see.
mages, and we must be prepared.
If we rescind the offer of an alliance, it makes the Inquisition appear incompetent at best, tyrannical at worst.
Yeah.
What were you thinking, turning mages loose with no oversight? The veil is torn open.
Ah.
They're not monsters. They're people, and they deserve the same respect as anyone else.
He's not gonna like
about
that.
Respect.
It
Even
is,
the
though.
strongest mages can be overcome by demons in conditions like these.
Enough arguing. None of us were there. We cannot afford to second-guess our people. The sole point of the Herald's mission was to gain the mage's aid, and that was accomplished.
The voice of pragmatism speaks. And here I was, just starting to enjoy the circular arguments.
Ah, love you, Dorian.
Closing the
You're great.
breach is all that matters.
Look, Dorian, if you were romanceable by me, you would 100% be the romance choice. You know, I get that you're not into me, but you're great.
Closing the breach will require a lot of magic, and that means lyrium. I have contacts who can help.
Contacts meaning smugglers? Send them word.
We did organise that smuggler while we were
have
in
legitimate lyrium supply lines already.
Redfall.
And they don't need to hear of this. Keep it under the table, and I'll do what I can to quiet rumors. We should look into the things you saw in this dark future. The assassination of Empress Celine. A demon army.
Sounds like something a Tevinter cult might do. Orlais falls, the Imperium rises. Chaos for everyone.
One battle at a time. It's going to take time to organize our troops and the mage recruits. Let's take this to the war room.
Of course you want to
Join
take it
us.
to the war room, Cullen.
None of this means anything without your mark, after all.
And I'd hope to sit out the assault on the breach. Take a nap. Maybe go for a walk.
What is it they say? No rest for the wicked.
Meet us there when you're ready.
I'll skip the War Council, but I would like to see this breach up close, if you don't mind.
Then you're staying.
Oh, didn't I mention? The South is so charming and rustic. I adore it to little pieces.
There's no one I'd rather be stranded in time with, future or present.
Excellent choice. But let's not get stranded again anytime soon, yes?
I'll begin preparations to march on the summit. Make her willing, the mages will be enough to grant us victory.
Yeah, there we go. Progress. Yeah, we got a gay best friend now, of course. Okay, right. Who is where? Vivian. Dorian. Okay, Dorian's hanging out near Solus. Let's go chat with Dorian first, because we've got lots to say.
The Inquisition supports free mages. What's next? Elves running Hallam Sharal? Cows milking farmers?
I take it you don't agree.
On the contrary, I approve. Heartily. I do wonder if you've considered what this support of yours will do. For mages in general. The Inquisition is seen as an authority. You've given southern mages license to, well, be like mages back home.
If that means they're anything like you, I approve.
Ha! There aren't many mages back home like me.
I'd believe that.
I never fit in. Bloodstains are so difficult to clean, you see.
So we're doomed to a future of blood magic, then?
Not at first. But you'd be a fool not to see where this could lead.
Thing is, the Imperium was once just like the South. Templars, proper circles, all that rot. Then it changed. By inches. Not that this is reason to oppress us. Still, my homeland should be a cautionary tale, not a source of inspiration.
It occurs to me that I barely know anything about you.
Beyond my being a mage from Tevinter, you mean?
Beyond that.
And beyond my being so charming and well-dressed, which is obvious to anyone.
Look, I know this isn't going anywhere. I know this literally can't go anywhere. But I want to say nice things to Dorian. I think Dorian deserves to hear nice things.
I'm well aware of your finer qualities. Believe me.
Of course you are. You're a discerning and intelligent woman, after
Oh, trust me, I know he's not that into me. I know he's not into me.
I am the scion of House Parvis,
but
a product of generations of
I still want to compliment him. I think he deserves to feel desirable.
The lies, the scheming, the illusions of supremacy. That's Tevinter in a nutshell, isn't it? Needless to say, my family was not happy with my choices.
Yeah, that's the thing. Look, you don't have to be attracted to someone to enjoy a playful bit of platonic flirting.
Why would your family be upset with your choices?
Because I rejected their idyllic plan. If they had their way, by now I'd be married to some unlucky girl from a powerful family. We'd live in luxurious despair, despising each other as I waited to take my father's place in the magisterium. I declined the honor, and thus it's best I'm far from home. Less of an embarrassment that way, you see?
What did you mean by generations of careful breeding?
Are you even really friends if you don't flirt every now and then? Exactly, Echo.
They refine traits, weed out the undesirable, and promote the rest.
You gotta play around in that water every now and then.
Magic runs strongly in her blood. Never mind that they loathed each other. They wanted a son who could become Archon to make House Parvis the envy of the Imperium. They got me. A cautionary tale that you should be careful what you wish for.
I'm getting the impression that you don't care much for your homeland.
On the contrary, I care for my homeland a great deal. There's so much potential. Sadly,
I'm excited to finally get to spend some time in Dorian's homeland in Belgard.
We pretend the Qunari can be beaten. We pretend that we're superior to everyone, even our own people. Not everyone feels that way. I don't. Sadly, we're the minority.
It just seems so much of what you say about the Imperium is entirely negative.
It might sound that way. For all our faults, my people have many virtues.
Get my little chewy sweets out.
History and culture. Tevinter is where Thedas truly began, remember? We treasure our past and preserve it. You can walk down a side street and find nothing built during the modern ages. And despite appearances, we care deeply about everything. If I truly believed my homeland was beyond all hope, I wouldn't miss it so much.
Well put.
Why remain with the Inquisition? Why not go back to Tevinter?
I'm not exactly welcome back home. Not that it matters, I'm quite accustomed to being a pariah. It adds to my charm. I can do more for Tevinter here. If the Venatori succeed, it'll set my homeland back 1,000 years. I'm sure some magisters would disagree, but that's why we kill them. That's too bad.
Okay.
I never tire of talking about myself.
Tell me about the Imperium.
Yes, probably why they come up with so many ridiculous tales. All right, that one's actually true.
Okay.
I digress. Anything in particular you wanted to know?
It seems strange that an entire empire would be ruled by mages.
I find it strange that your mages don't rule anything at all. Actually, the fiction in the Imperium is that mages don't rule. The Magisterium rules. That magisters are all mages is considered a convenient technicality.
Oh.
What is the Magisterium, exactly?
The upper house of the Imperial Senate, and the only part worth having a seat on. Those seats are split among the circles of Magi, the Chantry, and the major families. All majors now. It's odd that outside the Imperium, you use Magister like it applies to every Tevinter mage.
If you're not a Magister, then what are you called? No special title?
I'm an Altus, which is almost as good as a Magister, depending on who you ask.
I've never heard of an Altus.
Upper class. Those families who trace descent from the Dreamers, the first prophets of the old gods. If you're a mage and you're not Altus, then you're later. Lower class. If you're not a mage at all, you're Soparati. That's everyone else. We do love our fancy words.
I thought the Archon ruled over the Imperium.
Well, yes. Technically, he can overrule laws passed by the Magisterium, but that never happens. Thus, the Archon gets invited to all the parties. The truest path to Tevinter influence.
Oh, it's like how the British royal family could technically refuse to pass a law that the British government had approved, but they never will because they exist purely as a procedural step.
If it's a fiction, that means mages do rule then.
Yes and no. If you're not from the right family, chances are you don't rule anything. The idea that anyone could be a mage, however, keeps the masses placated.
Can anyone be a mage?
Technically. The potential runs mostly in bloodlines, but it's been known to happen. More importantly, commoners believe it can. Tevinter legend is chock full of mage heroes from humble origins.
Okay.
So they hold out hope.
Yeah, so Tevinter is kept in check the same way that capitalism functions.
Or at the arse end of the 100 pillars, at best.
Yeah. Tevinter runs on the same class structure as like United States, USA capitalism. It's the fact that technically anyone could have their like surprise little moment, win the lottery, invent something, and suddenly be a billionaire. The fact that that potentially technically could happen is the reason why the lower classes don't revolt against the upper classes and don't push for laws that would restrict the freedoms of the upper classes. Yeah, but technically I could wake up tomorrow and somehow be a billionaire, so I shouldn't question the status quo that puts the power in the people with the power in the hands of the people who have money. That is basically how Tevinter works with mages. It's, yeah, but technically you could wake up tomorrow with magic powers, so, like, anyone could be a mage, so, like, don't question the current thing that really benefits the mages.
Being a quaestor isn't a good thing?
I imagine the average non-mage likes to think so. Counting numbers and shuffling papers all day is better than many occupations after all. If you're a second-class citizen among a pack of piranha, however, your outlook changes.
Let me ask.
Of course.
There's an Imperial Chantry, isn't there? With its own divine.
You people aren't supposed to talk about the Black Divine, are you? If you mention him outside the Imperium, people make that face, like you're urinating in public. But yes, we do have the Chantry, or a version of it. Night and day comparing it to yours.
Is the Imperial Chantry so different from ours?
Not in theory. The main difference is in the whole magic is meant to serve man, not rule over him business. Back home, ruling the unwashed masses is serving them, for the good of the Imperium. Perhaps it started with good intentions, but these days it's academic. The circles are in command.
There are circles of magi in the Imperium?
We don't have dismal little mage prisons, if that's what you mean. We have Templars as well, but they don't cancel spells or whatever your Templars do. They're soldiers. They watch for abuse of magic, yes, but only those who are weak or who fall out of favor get dealt with. Mostly they enforce the Magisterium's edicts. The Chantry smiles and nods from the sidelines.
Do you really call him the Black Divine?
We don't call him that, oh no. In the Imperium, he's the true divine. The woman sitting on the Sunburst throne is some backwater pretender. It all stems from a disagreement over Andraste. Marvelous, isn't it?
Why would they disagree over Andraste?
It's not my field of expertise, but the Imperium believes Andraste was a mortal woman, a mage.
Okay, so...
Down south, they say, no, she's the bride of the Maker, ascended to his side, divine provenance.
Okay, this is Christianity versus Judaism and having their Jesus split.
Executing her less damning, you see. So we elected a man as divine, the South declared war.
It's the was Jesus the Son of God, or was he merely a mortal prophet like any other? It's that kind of divide in the Abrahamic faiths. Cool.
So, the Imperial Divine is always a man?
All the better to distinguish him from that other one, yes. Don't think there aren't a number of female magisters who bristle at that. Why can't they be divine after all? Same reason you never see a man on the sunburst throne. Because that's how it's always been done. Excellent reasoning.
Do you consider yourself Andrastian?
The big question. It might surprise you that I do consider myself Andrastian. I simply do not believe in the Chantry. It is a relic, whether back home or here in the south. It's not an opinion that makes me popular.
I disagree.
Not to most. I'll say this.
In me?
That the Maker sent you, whether through Andraste or fate. Cassandra is not wrong. You are what we needed most at the moment we needed it. That's what they will say in ages to come.
You don't seem like the religious sort, to be honest.
If you define religious as sitting in a chantry and listening to a blithering hen tell you how to live, then no. If you define it as believing in the possibility that something larger than yourself exists...
I like Dorian's view on religion. I think it's fascinating. I think it is very open.
Even bigger than you. It laughs at all the things we think we know. The Maker doesn't need me to believe.
Kveldstrom, you're not wrong that it's pretty close to the Protestant Catholic divide. There's a lot of Abrahamic religion comparison points you can make of the where you draw the dividing line, be it we only believe the Old Testament versus the New. We believe the New Testament, but we don't believe that Jesus was literally the Son of God, whether we branch off into other religious sects from there. It's a similar branching point.
So many questions.
I'm wondering...
You have so many things to tell me, though, Dorian. That's the thing.
I'd think you'd be more concerned whether or not they'd support the Venatori. They won't. At least, not officially. Secretly, many magisters will rejoice at the idea. And if the South falls to...
It would be in the Imperium's best interest to help.
I think the Imperium gave up on the idea of allies a long time ago. We've been fighting the Qunari for what? 200 years off and on? They'll sneer at the South behind their silk handkerchiefs and say, "You've had it easy for far too long." Let's not forget that the Inquisition seems to be an arm of the Orlesian Chantry. Anathema so far as they're concerned.
You can tell that my ADHD meds are wearing off in that I'm starting to read ahead in lines of dialogue and skim them and not play the voiceover out in entirety. This is because I'm only taking half of my meds at the moment in order to have some left over, so that if once again I can't have access to my meds, I have some left over that I can use while I wait to get my meds, because of these stupid med shortages, which, generally speaking, is fine for my workday, but it does mean I reach a little before the end of my night, a little before, like, streaming and stuff is done, where I'm like, here we go, impulsivity is back. Phoenix says, fun fact to do with the disagreement between the Divines, there's a quest to find the weapon of Teoda Bright Axe, whose tail is fascinatingly similar to Andraste's. Also, the Bright Axe is a staff. Interesting that, isn't it?
We're not part of the Chantry. The Chantry opposed the Inquisition's formation.
You think that matters? The Herald of Andraste. Your very title smacks of the Southern
Mages are treated like gays in IRL history. You're not wrong.
I think they're far more frightened what you'll do if you succeed.
Just how often is blood magic used there?
Oh, not at all.
Not at all?
That's what any magister would tell you. Of course, what people call blood magic here, and what we consider blood magic, are two different things.
What's considered actual blood magic in Tevinter?
Blood magic isn't inherently dangerous. Using your own blood or that of a willing participant, what's the harm? The problem is that what's permitted only gets you so much power. And what if you need more? You always need more. That's where we get into sacrifices and demon summoning. Behind closed doors, it's a different story. Yeah. It's safe to assume that any mage of rank does it. The rest are quietly shut out of power, to put it bluntly.
You'd think the Templars would object.
I imagine they did. Once, their investigations might have been sincere. Then their balls were cut off. Too inconvenient.
Oh.
Nowadays, only the friendless are...
Well, I guess Tevinter has orchiectomies.
There must be some mages who oppose them.
Of course. Occasionally, there'll be a Magister who makes noise. Meanwhile, that Magister will be quietly shunned. Most learn to keep quiet. Me? I enjoy the allure of pariahhood.
Who doesn't enjoy being a little bit of a pariah socially?
It's the center of the slave trade.
Ah. That is true.
And?
Not personally, but my family does and treats them well.
Forgot you had slaves.
How it is.
Or your family
Slaves
did.
are everywhere. You don't question it. I'm not even certain many slaves do.
That's it? You don't question it?
In the south, you have alienages, slums, both human and elven. The desperate have no way out. Back home, a poor man can sell himself. As a slave, he could have a position of respect, comfort, and could even support a family. Some slaves are treated poorly, it's true. But do you honestly think inescapable poverty is better?
Inescapable poverty doesn't come with the condition of if you find a way to better your life, you can be dragged back to the human being that owns you. Like, you know what you could do? You could pay that person for their work and have them be loyal to you without you literally owning that human being. Like, you could help lift that human being up by giving them work in exchange for shelter and pay and whatever, without owning the literal human being.
At least they're free. They don't have slavery forced on them.
You think people choose to be poor and oppressed? I don't know what it's like to be a slave, true. I never thought about it until I saw how different it was here.
Look, I know I'm pissing you off, Dorian, but...
Nor should you believe that every tale of Tevinter accepts...
Hello, Dorian. I don't need to have been a slave to know that it's pretty fucking shitty to own slaves.
That's all I wanted to know.
Fair enough.
Have you gone to see Alexius yet?
Not yet, no. I saw him before they locked him up. He looked despondent. I suppose the Inquisition will judge him eventually. He hardly deserves it, but for Felix's sake.
Look, I know I pissed you off, but I'm not gonna tell you that you're owning slaves is chill.
If you weren't, you would have split my skull open. And centuries of warfare with the Kunari do lead to this state of affairs.
You've encountered Kunari before.
Kunari raids are rather old hat for anyone from the Eastern Imperium. Although the attacks aren't quite the rampaging wars of ages past. Now we're like two angry dowagers who only remember to spit at each other when they pass on the street.
Did you meet any Kunari personally?
None who weren't rushing towards me with a sword. I was too busy running in the other direction to say hello. I've met some Talbashoth in my time, however. Mercenaries and a few merchants.
I mean, Kveldstrom, I agree with you. I'd like to be able to change some of these characters' minds on some of these topics. But I think there is something realistic to... A big part of Inquisition is you are trying to forge a pretty uneasy alliance for the good of saving the world between a bunch of groups who have pretty fucking deep-rooted prejudices and unquestioned cultural beliefs. And I think there is something to be said for the fact that if you are to needle too much at these bigotries, these disagreements, these cultural beliefs, you risk poking at the thing that's going to get them to go, I cannot work with you. And even beyond that, I think there is something to the fact that sometimes people just are not easily swayed from cultural beliefs. And when put into a melting pot situation, will to a degree hold on to the cultural things that go, we're all becoming a bit of a soup. This is the things that make my culture mine. And I'm not saying that's good, but I think that there is some realism to the idea that some of these things would not be easy to change in a person. Phoenix says, Dorian's one of 3 POV on this. Terra has the other 2. Wage slave oppression and Canary have religious dogma oppression. All three are social norms. Yeah, okay.
No one in Tevinter has issues with Tal the Shah?
I didn't say that. Prejudices are deeply rooted back home. But I have more sympathy than most. A personal failing, some would say.
The way that Veilguard is being talked about, I do wonder whether some of that will be different. But I think Inquisition is very much you are making choices that are going to be unpopular, and you are going to have to... It's a game that forces you to have political stances that, if they're going to be consistent and they're going to be honest, are going to piss some people off. You cannot hold positions that will make everyone happy, and you cannot convince everyone to come around to sharing your political perspective. Inherently, kind of the point of a lot of the dialogue system is you are going to have to make choices, and some people are just not going to come around to your perspective, and they are going to disagree with you, and they're going to be kind of pissed off. And you have to navigate being a leader in that very awkward situation.
If you've no problem...
A philosophy I've learned to live by.
No issue with my being Inquisitor, then?
None that specifically...
Good.
Try not.
Okay, we...
Fancy meeting you here.
Okay, we've done all the Dorian chats. Solus, you got anything new to say?
So we have gained the mages. Excellent. They should be able to seal the breach. You are certain you experienced time travel? Could it have
Oh
been
yeah,
an
we didn't
illusion?
bring you with us, did
A
we?
trick of the Fade.
Dorian was sure. Impossible as it seems.
What an amazing gift. It is vital the Inquisition succeed to avoid the future you would...
Why do you disapprove of learning that we time traveled, Solus?
I'm surprised you're not more interested in your own future.
I know enough. If that future happened, then I, and Cassandra, Cullen and the rest, failed to stop this Elder One. Speaking of which, you should ready yourself.
For?
This Elder One. You have now interfered with his plans twice. Once at the Temple of Sacred Ashes, and now again at Redcliffe. A being who aspires to godhood is unlikely to ignore such an affront.
Anything else, Solus? No? Okay,
We'll talk
we're good
later.
with you. Then let's go check on Liliana. I'll skip Sarah for your sake, Fee. Yeah, I don't think... I think there are some characters that change their mind, and you're right, Kveldstrom. Cassandra does largely change her mind. You don't get the reputation boost from it. She changes her mind about Cole, admits she would have been wrong to treat the mages as prisoners. Yeah, there are... And again, I think that's the thing, is... Look, sometimes people can have their mind swayed, and sometimes people are a little too deep in on their cultural beliefs. And until you try changing someone's perspective, you have no idea if they're open to change or not.
Your open support for the mages likely earns...
And sometimes some of the nicest people hold that one view that you can't shift them out of, and you have to go, oh, that really kind of ruins you as a person for me, doesn't it?
Turn this to our advantage.
You're not planning assassinations, are you?
I was planning to unleash Josephine on them. Regardless, I applaud you for the courage to stand up for the mages.
In Redcliffe, you sacrificed yourself so that I could return here.
Of course I did. One small life in exchange for a second chance at history. I always loved a bargain.
It was still a sacrifice, and still noble.
And I would do it again. Unfortunately, our show of support for the mages has angered many.
Okay, yeah. Oh, I didn't talk to Josephine, did I? I should talk to Josephine before I finish the outside chats. Yeah, I've really got to wrap up in the next, like, 10 minutes, so I'm gonna try and very quickly finish these last couple of conversations.
And my miners appreciate your business. You'll have your lyrium by the end of the week. I should tell you, Ambassador, the Chantry raised some fuss when they learned about our arrangement.
The Inquisition must certainly seem an audacious idea to the Grand Clerics. We hope to convince them it is a necessary one as well.
Okay, I'll talk to Josephine when back in the room. Let's very quickly go talk to Varric. I want to quickly finish the rounds on conversations if I can, but yeah, in the next like 10 minutes, I gotta wrap up. I got a strict time limit today, and I'm doing my best to get to a good, convenient stopping point.
The Mage Rebellion joins the Inquisition.
By then.
I've got to admit that's a twist I didn't see coming. One thing you saw in the future worries me. But red lyrium and Ferelden, infecting people and growing out of them, that's bad. Finding more of it really punches a hole in my red lyrium at the temple was a coincidence.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to do your side quest. I'm trying to help with that.
How long does it take for red lyrium to grow?
It took years to infect people in Kirkwall, but no one there was actually ingesting the stuff. This Elder One managed to take the worst thing I can think of and make it worse. That's an accomplishment.
We can't leave a single piece of that lyrium out in the wild.
I'm with you on that. I've got people trying to find out where the red stuff came from. But that's enough doom and gloom. You just won a big victory for the Inquisition. What are you going to do to celebrate?
That's a good point. We should celebrate. A banquet? Something like a banquet?
A word to Josephine, and I bet she could arrange anything. Things should be calm around here for at least the next hour. If the world's about to end, I'm sure the Seeker will let us know.
Yeah, that was nice. That was a really nice little interaction. I enjoyed that a lot. Right, so I think it's just those outside now, which would be Cullen, Cassandra, and Iron Bull. And I think wrapped up.
So that Tevinter guy sent you into the future?
If you're worried about magic, I can protect you.
My blade pretty much protects me.
Perhaps I can do things your blade can't.
I don't know. It has blood grooves.
My blade does have blood
technically,
grooves.
It's the fuller, but blood grooves sound so much more violent. Anyway, I hope our new friends have what it takes to close the breach. Damn thing gives me a headache.
Okay, anything else? No, okay, we're done with you.
Can I
Run. Oh. Did not mean to smack you with the sword, sir.
And what are we supposed to do, exactly?
What you always do. Complain.
We've already spoken with Commander Cullen. No one listens. We want better quarters.
This is not the Circle. You mages are our allies, not our wards. Act like it.
How are we supposed to...
Deal with it. It never ends, evidently.
Is there an issue with the mages?
The mages are here as equals. They need to get used to what that means. It is your doing, after all. You created this alliance.
I had to think on my feet, and I did what I could.
Oh. I do sound like I'm blaming you, don't I? I don't disapprove. In fact, you did well. You made a decision when it needed to be made. And here we are. I wish I could say this was my doing.
You're flattering me.
I'm not. This always happens. Nobody ever takes my meaning.
You should see your face.
I'm thinking less flattering things now. Let's hope the breach has your sense of humor.
Okay, anything else, Cassandra, or are we up to date?
Greetings.
Okay, and this gives me like 5 minutes
Another time,
to
then.
talk to Cullen and wrap up. This is gonna wrap up at almost exactly the right time. Look how well this has paced itself.
Approach the breach. I pray this will be enough to close it.
I know you're worried about having the mages here. Give them a chance to prove themselves.
I'm not questioning their ability or their intentions, but we cannot ignore the risk. I will not endanger the alliance you've created. Any precautions taken will be to ensure the safety of our people and the mages themselves. Nothing more.
That's all for now.
Another time then.
Cool. There we go. What a well wrapped up session. Now, thank you everyone so much for watching. I will be back with more Dragon Age Inquisition on Friday at about 10 PM UK, 5 PM Eastern, 2 PM Pacific. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to go get on with some other bits I need to get on with, but I will talk to you all soon. Have a good one. Goodbye.